everybody. We're booting on up. Let's hop into Discord quick, because I forgot to do that. Alright. Um, so we're getting set up here. Quick note, I did update Mark's deck. I had said in the previous mission that I had made a mistake, so I corrected it. You'll notice now there's the two shortcuts and the physical training and the smoking pipe are gone. We earned 7 experience in the first mission, and as is a common thing for Guardians, I grabbed a Charisma and then 2 Beat Cops. Normally, when you upgrade a card, no, an ally, or your allies like this, you replace the other ones, but because of Mark's ability, I'm going to keep the guard dogs in for now, and now I can have 2 allies. So I can either have 2 Beat Cops, 2 guard dogs, or 1 of each. And that'll give me ways to trigger his ability, and both of these have benefits for when they take damage. The Beat Cop does it to himself to deal 1 to an enemy, and the Guard Dog, whenever it takes 1, it deals 1 back. So that's it. I took out some of the cards that were in here for healing or damage prevention, and instead put in more soak. I know that Gunn updated Harvey, with some interesting things, and I'm sure we'll see those as we go. I'm going to click build for us. We are going to the dinner party. And so, as you can see here, Sophie starts in play because I'm Mark, and then I get my charisma. Looks like they have the Miskatonic Archaeology Fund. So the way that works is that the Miskatonic Archaeology Fund gives you extra ally slots, but those slots are only usable for Miskatonic allies. If you remember from the first game, they had laboratory assistants, and those are Miskatonics. The limiting factor is it gives you 2 extra slots, but you can only assign 1 damage or horror to a Miskatonic asset at a time. So when you're soaking, you have to be you can only soak 1 to an asset at a time. It just limits the amount. So it's still pretty awesome, but that's the drawback to getting the extra ally. We start over here in the foyer. Let me head up here to the book. So gathering all the encounter cards, that's already done for us. Put the 6 locations into play like so, which is done. Shuffle the 5 bystander asset cards, which are probably going to be here. Oh, there's a setup button, so let's just click that. So it did it for us, which is amazing. So you're supposed to shuffle them and put them out at random, and then put 1 clue on them plus 1 more per investigator, so a total of 3, which is all taken care of. The Diane Divine Enemy is set aside. There's the 5 Sickening Reality story cards. As we said, story cards are new. They have like little stories on one side, and then maybe something else on the back, depending on what it says. Shuffle the encounter cards, and you're ready to play. So we're going to shuffle the encounter cards here. The story cards are here, so we're just going to shuffle them quickly. And stop. And then we have these here, and then it's mulligan time. So R for random, and shuffle, or draw 5. You can't have a weakness in your opening hand, so I'll take an extra one. Alright, so I have no weapons, and so whenever you're a guardian and you don't have weapons, it's usually a good idea to go fishing. So we're going to get 5 more cards. Alright, we got a weapon. We have a weakness here, so again, you can't have a weakness in your opener, so you just get another card. So we have a bunch of good stuff here, things I'm excited about. 2 copies of this is a little more than we're probably going to need, but that's alright. We were kind of hoping for a particular card, but we didn't see it. That's okay. We have a weapon, and we have some other stuff. Alright, we have the scenario thing here, so let me just get one, and I'll put it over here for me. That way we can both see it. We're in the foyer. There's a resign clause here. We need to, whenever an investigator is eliminated, either by defeat or resignation, we put their clues onto the act instead of putting them onto the location. Find as many clues as you can, then leave. There is no act advancement. The agenda has 3, and then we can see here that there are significant people. Each one of them has a parlay on them. And they either use brains or books. This one has a condition about money. This one costs 3 actions, and this one has a condition for cards in hand. I wonder who could possibly have cards in their hand to pass that test.
I wonder.
You're a little low. I don't know. Have you changed your mic settings?
I
Is that better?
Not substantially.
Hmm. Interesting. Give me a second. I'll play with it. Technology is fun.
Okay, that was a little better at the end, or like
Okay.
the second sentence. All right. So I'd like to go first, if that's okay. Now you've muted yourself, I believe, because I don't see Discord lighting up. Yes, you've muted yourself through Discord. While you think,
Technology is fun.
okay, yeah, technology is fun.
Go for it.
I'll start by drawing a card on the off chance that I get the card that I wanted. Oh, I didn't shuffle. That was the top card. All right, let's shuffle. Apparently, that is going to be the top card no matter what.
Oh
Uh,
no.
that's okay. It's fine. So we're going to play a machete and safeguard. So that's
Okay.
one was draw, and then two were plays.
All right. Well, I have fortunately kept the card that we specifically put in for this mission.
Yeah, so Fine Clothes is a pretty okay card in general. It's one money, and then you can get a physical and a mental soak. But what it also does is reduce the skill tests on parlay actions, which, if you notice, almost all of these have a skill test involved with their parlay actions. Only the one in the center here doesn't. So that's really valuable in this mission. I also
For a
have my
lot of
copy of Fine Clothes in my deck.
and for most investigators, it's a help. For me, it's more of if it's going to make everything trivial.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we're going to go ahead and put in this new card that I added in, Witten Green. I do not have a tome or a book yet,
But you can
but
find one if you
she's
find new locations.
yes, and so I would like, and it counts as drawing, which guess what Harvey likes to do.
All right, so you're going to leave without getting these clues. All right, so I'll follow.
Okay.
So you get to reveal the location. It
Yep.
says here when you parlay, you can draw a card.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
So
Well, I'm going to go
unfortunately
ahead
you
and start.
can't, but you can do Witten, right?
I can do this and hope to find a tome or a relic. And this would be a tome or a relic. So I will draw it.
Okay, and then since Witten specifically says draw, you can also react with your power, right?
Yep.
Awesome. All right.
And that is my 3 actions.
Yep, so we've done all of our actions. It's the first turn, so there's no monsters, so we go right into the upkeep. Of course, we find one. It just starts out with me. And whenever it attacks, it'll add Doom to the agenda. Cool story. Doom on the agenda, and encounter cards. I'm pretty sure I shuffled, but as usual on the first turn, I just always double check. Monster. Okay, kind of, yeah. If the man in the pallid mask is in play, he attacks each investigator. If he's not in play, search their deck or discard pile for him and put him into play. So, as we remember, I got him, and I'm pretty confident that I remembered to grab him. That's not the right card. That is. And then we'll shuffle our deck, and he goes into play at the location that is furthest from us. So it has to be one of these two. I am more likely to go to this one than that one, so I'll put it here. Or
Okay.
yeah, that's fine. So I have resolved my encounter card.
All right. And mine says.
Must be peril because I can't see it.
Correct. All right. I will put a damage, or I will choose.
So we don't have a clue, so we don't have a choice. So you're going to take a horror and a damage. Is what you're doing. And so Witten's
Yes.
taking a horror.
Actually,
and...
when is going to take the damage? Because I can only assign one of it per Miskatonic.
Okay.
And so that is mine.
All right. Well, I have a friend, and so I'm going to be busy.
Okay.
He'd like to meet my machete, so I'm +4. He'll take 2 damage, one from the base and one from the machete, and then we'll do that again, and we will succeed. That will slay my friend. And then, what's this test? 3 book. And this is limited to group limit once per phase, so if I do it, you can't. Alright, so then I won't try. Instead, I think I think I'd like to go talk to Ashley. So I'm going to move to
Okay.
the center. After you enter the court card, discard the top card of the encounter deck. If it's an enemy, draw it. So hopefully it's not. It is not. And I can start spending actions to deal with her.
All right.
And so I fought, and I moved.
Well, I would like to go ahead and start off with parlaying with her.
Okay,
Which
so her
again,
parlay is normally 3, but with fine close it's 1, so you're +4.
that is
You've
a
succeeded.
success.
Would you like to also use the react ability for the living room?
Yes,
Okay. And then because you did that, are you going to use your ability? I think you already
I
have.
did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just communicating to everybody what's going on. So that's
All right,
action
I
1,
will.
right?
Yep. Action 2, I will poke Constance again with questions
Mm-hmm.
and get that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have 8 cards, and I hear that going over upkeep limits is bad.
Certainly could be an issue.
So let's go ahead and play these wonderful fragments.
Okay, so you just get the one book for now.
Correct.
All right. Again, we're out of action, so we'll go to the upkeep phase. All right, we'll put a Doom on the agenda, 2 of 3, and then we will draw an encounter card.
Are you ready?
Yep, I'm working towards it. After Young Psychopath engages you, you must either take a horror or give it +3 fight until the end of the phase. So it would go to 5. I would be 6 with Machete, so I'd be +1. One attack kills it. I will take a horror, so I will not give it +3 fight.
All right. There are lunatic enemies in play, because I'm pretty sure you have a lunatic.
Yep. So test brain 3, and it'll come to you if you fail.
Okay, well, let's not do that then.
I can't help because I'm over here.
All right, so I am +1 because I do not have 10 cards presently, and I don't have.
You're actually +2 because you forgot your Witten is active after you played Caliano Fragments, and so you get an extra book as well.
I think the. Oh yes, you are correct.
Yep.
So I'm +2. Plus, is this bag actually accurate?
So no, the squids change. So the squids are for right now. They're -3. They change based on your location. Oh, I think yeah, they jumped some.
Okay.
And then the skulls are redraws, so they don't count.
Presently. We don't have any rogues yet. Well, that's fun.
Yeah, we got these instead. So
Oh, okay. As I'm not gonna have money to play this for a bit, I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure that I don't, because I don't want him to come and say hello to me. So I'm gonna be +4.
okay. So we pass.
We do.
All right, I'm gonna punch my friend. The shroud value of my location is 5, so that's actually a failure. Inconvenient. All right, I will punch him again. That's also a
Holy
failure.
yeah.
So we'll punch him a 3rd time, and we succeed. All
Okay.
right, it's a good thing he didn't have retaliate,
That's for sure.
and that I gave him the did give him the +3.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, that
So
was
I
a
will go
super valuable and amazing turn.
for showing off. But it also shows not to go ahead and travel through the courtyard unless necessary, because it's
Also
drawing each
true.
time.
Yep.
So I will go ahead and test Constance one more time, and that is a success. So I will draw 2.
Yep, 1 from the location and 1 from your react, and then you'll
Yep,
also get
so
the clue from succeeding.
5, 6, 7.
And so
So
that's
I take
gonna be
2.
2.
Yep. Because I drew my weakness, so that's action 1. But now we have flip card Constance over to reveal.
Oh, and so we have a story here. We get to interview Constance, and we flip her back over.
All right. So that's action 1. Action 2. I'm going to, instead of taking action, I'm going to shortcut my way up.
Okay. So here we see you have to make a brain test at the end of the turn. If you fail, you have to put clues down.
Okay.
And then for her, you need 6 or more cards, which you have, and then brain test to succeed.
So I
Her test is 0 for you, so you can't fail
Sure.
other than red squid.
So we will go ahead and not
That's a
red squid.
pass.
And then we will not red squid.
Okay, so that's 2 more.
Yep.
Bringing them down, stacking them up. All right, so that's all 3 of your actions, right? You parlayed, then you moved, and then parlayed.
Correct.
All right, so upkeep.
I have to do this brain test at +3.
Sure. So that's reveal another, and then you pass. Okay. Upkeep. Draw a card. Doom on the agenda. That advances us, so we reset. Flip it over. Find the bystander asset with the fewest clues on it. So does this mean the 1 clue or no clues? Because my initial reaction is that in order to have for the fewest clues on it, no clues doesn't count. Or what do you think?
Um,
It's unclear.
'cause, like,
My initial reaction would be that we'd have to play it with at least 1 clue. I think that's how we've played it before. I know in the return to it specifically says it has to have clues, which is why I'm doubting myself here.
Diane will go to the bystander in this one. Per Reddit discussion, she will go in this version to the one with the least amount of clues, which is technically 0 in this instance.
Okay.
So they also may not have the cards in here that give you ways to manipulate that. So that might be part of that.
Yeah, well, like I said,
situation.
I know in the return to they corrected that it doesn't work this way, but that's okay. All right, so she gets spawned there. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. So we just take this, move it on over, shuffle, and then we have this says forced when this agenda would advance by reaching the Doom threshold. Instead, remove all Doom and resolve one of the Sickening Reality cards. If there are no cards underneath it, advance to Agenda 2B instead. So we have some time there. She is aloof, and it says each investigator at their location cannot discover or take control of clues, and she will move consistently to the one with the least. Okay.
All right.
Encounter cards. I'm pretty sure I just shuffled this, but again, just to make sure. Okay, peril. Where did it go? Oh, I drew the charisma, not the card. Ha ha ha. All right. If you fail really bad things. Oh, and he is in play, so this is powered up. Okay. So this is if the
Oh.
Man in the Pallid Mask is here, it gets +2 difficulty. So this test of 2 is now a test of 4. I'm going to use Sophie to take a damage and draw a card to get +2 modifier to this test. So I'm going to have 5 brain, and then I'm going to discard this to have 6 brain, and this to have 7 brain. And this to have 8 brain. So that's +4 brain to the test. We didn't need to do any of that, but that's okay. We do not take horror, which is important. Alright.
All right. There are no lunatic enemies in play this time.
She is not a lunatic, so yes, that is correct. It gains surge.
All right. For my player A with a total printed recourse of X, where X is the shroud value of my location.
So
It
it's
is
end or hand, by the way, just to make sure you saw that.
okay. And it's items or assets?
Item specifically, so not any asset. It has to be an item.
Okay. Well, I will discard this disc of Itzama.
Okay, and your shroud is 1, so you meet the condition no matter what.
Actually, I'm going to go ahead and discard these fine clothes.
That does not seem to be necessarily redundant, so it makes sense. Alright, so that's both of our encounter cards. Would you like to go?
Sure. Let's go ahead and let's play this lab assistant.
So as we were saying before, Miskatonic Archaeology funding lets you have 2 additional ally slots, and you can see here that both the Laboratory Assistant and Witten Green are both Miskatonic. So you draw 2 cards. I'm assuming you're going to react to get a third?
Correct.
Awesome. And then the Lab Assistant increases the hand by 2, so if we get to that point, it'll matter.
Yep, but I
drew Cryptic Writing and got 2 more money.
Just in time for my weakness to come in.
You hit
but
it before. Oh, the other one. Yeah.
the other one. So I'm gonna go ahead and test this brain test again,
Okay.
and so as long
So
as
you
I
played
don't
lab
think.
assistant. Now you're testing. And again, okay, super pass.
No, draw another card.
Cool.
All right, so that's action 2. Um, Action 3, I'm going to come through the courtyard because
Sure.
you are there.
When you don't want to go through here for no reason. I
Correct.
have actions, so you should be okay. Well, we didn't hit a monster, so that's fine.
All right, and that actually saves you from having to do that wonderful test again.
Yeah. So I will immediately spend my first 2 clicks to take one of these clues, and then I will sing the Baha Men and ask who let the dog out.
Okay.
Who? Alright, so that's all 3 of my actions, so we can then move to the upkeep phase because we have cleared the board of enemies. Diane, at the beginning, will go to the one with the least amount of clues. Now, she does see Constance here with none, but we also have Ishimaru, and that is a legal choice, so we'll just move her up. And then we go to upkeep,
Sounds.
which I've already clicked. Have you clicked yours?
I have not.
Okay. So they have 10 cards in their hand, but that's okay because the lab assistant. So we move forward, put a Doom on the agenda, 1 of 3, and draw a new encounter card. There are no lunatics, so we will gain surge. Ancient Evils, convenient. And by that, I mean inconvenient. So we lose a turn, but it is what it is. And a monster.
I will take a horror.
Thank you, friend.
No
Alright.
problem.
I am unhappy. Alright. Can you handle that, or do you... I can do it, I'm just trying to not... I can't do it in one action because machete's machete.
Then let me take care of it. I'll go first, so that
Okay,
way we can make determinations after the fact.
sure.
So I'm going to play I've Got a Plan.
You have 6 clues, so you will max out on the full 4 damage, and you are +5.
And it is dead.
Even though it is -5, which that's scary that could have happened, but yeah, you succeed.
I was like, I have the bag. We're good here.
Yep.
I think my skills are used better elsewhere at this in given everything.
It depends. Yeah, I
Um,
mean, I think we're okay. Obviously you have 2 actions. If I use my 2 actions, then we're done here. But at the same time, if you want to go somewhere, I think it might be better to be done, to be honest.
in this area.
Yeah, I think I think the more clues we clear off, the better, because the sickening realities, if you can't interview them, I think after it happens.
Sure. Okay. Well, then I will get this clue off of Ashley and my turn.
All right. I'll grab Ashley's last clue. Oh my god, there it is.
Okay.
For 2 actions, I've got 1 remaining, and I'll use it to draw a card. Oh,
Please
hey.
draw a second one if you'd like,
Sure, I will.
because my ability applies to any investigator at my station.
Yeah, super
Investigator
awesome.
phase.
All right. Then we'll go to the monster phase. Nothing happens. We'll go to upkeep. We'll put a Doom on the agenda, so it says to advance, and instead of advancing, we take this. I shuffled these at the beginning, so the top one is Constance, so each one with Constance takes a horror. Move each clue from Constance to her location, but there aren't any. Then flip this card to the enemy side and switch it with the bystander, removing the other one from the game. So if we flip this over, now we have an enemy, and her name is Constance, and she goes over here. She's a hunter, and if she becomes exhausted, she gets stronger. She has a whole lot of hit points.
And she
Okay then.
She is quite big, so yeah.
Yep.
And she is also now a lunatic.
Yes, she is. All right. So now we hop into the encounter deck. We reset the Doom, which is done already, and encounter card. Roach Swarm. X is equal to the value of the location. Okay.
Oof. Okay.
Oh, that's all right. No problem. Put this into play next to the agenda deck. You must spend an extra action to parlay, but then it goes away afterwards. Okay, well, this sounds like a great time for you to go check what the man in the pallid mask is doing.
I think so. So,
Go ahead.
you good with me leaving you alone in here?
Oh, I'm leaving
sounds
here
like
too,
you.
don't worry.
Okay. All right.
So the location here says you can get extra money whenever you do a parlay, but we're probably not doing that this turn.
We are going to investigate the location.
All right, so it's a base of 4. The Man in the Pallid Mask gives it +2, so it's 6. So you're +1 base, and your fragments were active, but they won't be in a minute.
I will go ahead and perception,
All right, so you're +3,
and we'll go ahead and discard.
+4.
Feed them all. Commit. Yeah,
So that'll cover the bag.
and we'll.
Hey.
Well, I will draw 3 cards off of that.
Okay. So it's 1 from perception, 1 from the star effect, and 1 from the reaction.
And then I will lose
your
money.
So the Man in the Pallid Mask dies, and then one of the things we had to do, per the rules, is to just track how many times we've dealt with him. So we click 1 more.
All right, and now that I've gotten my weakness, but it costs 2 actions to go ahead and do that.
Yeah, parlaying is probably not the best.
6, 7, 10. I have 10 cards, and so I've gone through my weaknesses.
Yep.
And so I will seek out financial restitution,
Yeah, that's what I
considering
thought.
my
All
needs.
right. So I have some choices. I'm going to choose to. So if I fought here, this guy would have 5. 5 is a very big number. So instead, I'm going to move. As part of moving, I get attack of opportunity, but the guard dog said he would love to take that and then reflect it over with his react ability, and then I can use my ability to draw a card. So we reveal this location, not the Doom. This one gives us the option to heal 1 horror, then reveal a token, and then either take a horror or put a Doom on it. So basically, it's just a way to.
It's a horror and a Doom.
Oh, horror and a Doom, yeah. So probably not going to play around with that too much. I don't have 10 money, so I'm not playing around with Jordan. So now we can make decisions about what we want to do. I think I'm going to play my fine clothes. Again, playing a thing, attack of opportunity. The guard dog doesn't exhaust, so we can do it again, and we will, and that'll be a 2nd damage to the swarm. So they'll go away. And then I will take a money. So
Okay.
I moved, I played fine clothes, and I took a money. We are. Oh, you forgot your last action, which was to get money.
Yes.
So we are done with the investigator phase. We go to the monster phase. Constance is a hunter, so she'll move in. Diane can stay up there because this is still legal, and we go to upkeep. I'll click upkeep. Cool.
I have to discard a card.
Tough crowd goes away at the end of the round. Let me know when you're finished with your.
I am.
Okay. Put a Doom on the agenda, 1 of 3, and we go to encounter cards. I'll draw mine. The Pallid Mask. He comes back. So I'm over here. He has to go any location that's too. Yep, that's exactly what I was going to do. We're going to put him down there instead. And put that over here. All right, your encounter card?
Just to touch base on last turn, I know that I missed a wooden activation.
Yep.
I was intentionally doing so, because otherwise I go over my hand size.
Yep. Alrighty.
Okay.
Can I go, or do you have something you need to do?
Go for it.
Alright, I'm going to spend 2 money and play Get Over Here. Oh wait, let me make sure she's not elite. She is, never mind. Not going to do that at all. Instead, I'm going to use shortcut. I'm going to shortcut my way into the center, and whenever I go in here, I need to reveal a top card. It is not a monster, so I don't draw it, but as part of moving into her location, she'll engage me. I still have all 3 of my actions available, and instead of other stuff, we will use our machete. So we are +2 base, 6 to 4, and we will go +3. Yeah, +3 covers. Oh, what's this? Oh, this location's 1,000,000. Oh no. Yeah, we'll go +3 and see what happens. Of course.
Force.
So we fail. We have 2 actions remaining, and we have to do 6 damage. That is not going to happen. So instead, we are going to fight her again.
Do you
We
want to
will
punch
just be
yourself as
plus.
well?
I'm sorry?
Did you want to punch yourself as well?
No, I do not.
Okay.
We're going to fight her again. We are going to succeed, do 2 damage. And then we are going to punch ourselves with Sophie. We are going to take the damage, and we are going to get 2 feet, and we're going to evade 5 to 1. As part of punching, we will draw a card. And we have 1 damage on me, so we don't take any horror. Cool. Oh, wait. I put it on me, so this is actually a 2. Never mind. So I'll take 1 horror.
Playing with the board game, physical board game too much?
Yeah, I was just playing today, physical. But in any case, that's from drawing the card, and then now I take the test. I'm +4, so I succeed. So I evade her. So she gets unengaged and exhausted, and that's my 3. So I fought twice and evaded, using a shortcut to move.
All right. Well, I hear that parlaying is not the most
Well, it's actually
wonderful thing
okay
to do.
here, right? If you think about it, because you're gonna parlay, get 2 resources and a clue, so it's
I'm not disagreeing. I was more of it needs to happen because the clock is not our
yeah.
friend.
It sucks that you have to lose one of the actions, but it could be worse.
Yeah, it could be. So we will parlay at.
So it's a test of 1. You're
plus.
+5.
So
Or actually,
I
I
will
think
get.
yeah, you're correct.
Yeah, I will get the clue. I will get the 2 resources.
Okay.
I will spend those 2 resources to play another lab assistant.
Awesome. And then are you gonna react to draw another card?
Yeah, and I'm going to get that 2 money back.
I don't think you spent the first 2 money.
Well, I get 2 money from that.
Yeah, I know. You should have 2, is what I'm saying, because you. Oh no, you
No,
had
I
1.
was at 2.
You clicked up to 2 from the up, or you clicked to 1, upkeep 2. Yeah, I got it. You're fine.
Yes. All right.
So
And
now
now my
your hand
maximum
size
has
cap
a-
is 12.
Correct.
Cool. All right, so that's all 3 of your actions. So then we go to the monster phase. In the monster phase, this monster's not ready, so nothing happens. We go to upkeep, and one of the things that happens in the upkeep phase is it readies and engages anyone at the location, which is me. All right, we'll put a doom on the agenda. This will go away, and we are at 2 of 3, and we are at encounter card. Put this next to the enchanted deck. Each location gets +1 shroud, which shouldn't matter too much except for the Elder Thing
For
signs.
you. Alrighty.
You take 1 damage and it takes 1 damage.
Okay.
Do you need me to come resolve that, or are you okay?
I will find a way to resolve this.
Okay.
It has 1 foot. I am 2 feet, and I have cards. I should
I'm
be able
just
to do
making sure
something
you're
about
okay
it.
before I start handling my problem.
Please handle your problem.
Okay. I will commit unexpected courage. So I am 8 to 4. And I will commit vicious blow to be 9 to 4, which is +5. I'll deal 3 damage to her, which puts her to 1. And I will. So that's action 1. Action 2 is I will move over to you. In so doing, letting my guard dog take 1 and myself. Since I take a damage, I'll draw a card and she will die. Now she does have victory. Unfortunately, it's victory 0, but she'll end up in the display. So that's action 2. Does it help you if I punch this guy at all, or no?
I'm strictly going to evade, so it's up to you. It's just more of helping yourself out.
I can potentially kill him. That's why.
Okay, that's that. Then it makes me parlay, and then
All
get
right,
out.
yeah.
Go
I'm
off.
gonna try a 1/2 punch. It's one of my favorite cards.
Okay.
It's one of the best ways to get a lot of damage early. Now, the problem with 1/2 punch for a lot of fighters is that you can't use your weapon. You have to use the fight actions on the card. But it does a lot of damage, so we're going to give it a shot here. We're 6 to 3, which is +3, and then we're going to commit overpower to be +5. We're going to succeed. Overpower makes us draw a card, and we deal 1 damage to the guy. So now he's got 2.
Okay.
Then, since I succeeded, I attack again with +2. So that's 7 to 3. So that's +4. And I believe this shroud is only 4, so that's all I need. So I'm going to punch +4. It's going to be -4, but we're still going to succeed. And that's going to do 2 damage, which is enough to kill it.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right. Is that all 3 of yours? Move, fight.
Yeah, I fought, move, fought.
Okay. Well, I will parlay, and so I will be
Yep,
plus
you're
the bag.
+5. So you'll succeed. You'll get 1 clue and 2 money.
Yep. All the doom.
You go ahead. I'll take care of this.
Yeah, I'm just debating because me going up there, I still have to click for 2 money. So I'm just trying to think of what is the best economical solution to this problem.
Whatever you think is best. I'm doing fine over here.
So we need money. All right. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to. Do you think you're good with this brain test or no?
I mean, I'm probably fine, yeah.
Okay. So then I'm going to move up to the next room
Mm-hmm.
as action 2. And I am going to investigate the location with burning the midnight.
Okay.
So I will get to be. I will get 2 money from. And get nothing, but I get the 2 money.
Alright, so no monsters in play anymore besides her, who's not going to move, so upkeep.
Upkeep.
Alright, Doom on the agenda. End of the round, this goes away. We read the top card, which is Jordan Perry. That's not good.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, and then this removes Jordan Perry from the game, so we're not going to get to talk to him. And this shows up,
Oh. That's a. He's also a chunky boy.
and he heals every turn. How nice of him.
How nice. Okay.
Alright, I'd like to go. Oh, wait, hold on. Before
Please.
that, we have to do encounter cards. Let's do that.
We do.
Okay, I have roaches.
Okay. And I've got another maniac.
Alright.
I don't need these fine clothes anymore.
Yeah, makes sense. Well. Alright, I am here with this guy. This is a Shroud of 4, which is not ideal. You're in a Shroud of 2, though, so let's shortcut up to you.
Okay.
Since shortcut is fast, it does not provoke an attack of opportunity. So suddenly, this guy got a lot weaker, and I'm going to punch him with my machete. The Shroud here is 2, so I pass. And my guy dies. I then will play 1-2 punch on the maniac.
Okay.
And
Do you need any help?
I will commit get over here to be +4.
Okay.
That's a redraw. Another redraw. -2, so I pass. So he'll take a second damage, and then I'll test
Okay.
again at +4 and succeed to kill him.
Okay.
Are you going to be alright to evade?
That is the that will be the plan.
Alright, well, I'm trying to figure out if I have to punch him or not. Or, I don't even know, because like punching him doesn't do anything. Engaging him won't help, because then I can't evade and I'll have to take the damage.
Correct. It would just be killing your fine clothes the first go around, but yes.
Yeah, I
That's
mean, I can do that, and I might have to do that later, but I don't want to do it if I don't have to.
sure.
Um,
My intention is to try and evade him.
sure. I will draw a card.
Okay. You can draw a second one if you'd like.
Sure.
All right. So I will attempt to evade him. I
It will
will
give you some assistance.
So that'll put me to +2,
+3.
+3.
That's most of the bag. There's only a -4 in the red squid. Just a red
Although,
squid, I mean.
And we'll pull. So
So you succeed.
And I will look at the top 3.
Twice.
And I will take. Well, that's first action.
Oh, I
In
should have
case I
maybe
get
moved
into.
away instead of staying here, right? Because there's no.
Um,
Oh well, I made a choice. It's fine.
you gave me +2, so
That's true.
we will take searches. All right, so now I have clues on the location.
Yeah, there's 3.
There's 3, which is unfortunate.
There's also 2 at the foyer.
Yes, I am prepared for both. So I have 12 cards in hand. So and they're both shrouded locations of 2. That's fine.
Yep.
All right. So I will spend 1 money to get 2 clues.
Okay.
I will then investigate the location.
All right, you're +5. You succeed.
Grab that. Yep.
Okay.
And then I will shortcut on down as
Sure. So monster phase. This guy's exhausted, so nothing happens. Diane stays up there and upkeep.
upkeep.
Doom on the agenda. Encounter card. Discard item cards. My shroud locate. I'm gonna discard this 45 automatic from my hand because guns stink. Ancient evils. Let's lose a turn, everybody.
Okay.
Oh man, one of those or one more of those 4 is another ancient evils, by the way. Oh, and we
Oh,
forgot he
lovely.
would have readied and engaged me. It was in my head, but it's fine.
All right.
So you drew ancient evils, right?
Yes.
I am here and have nothing to do besides punch this person, so 2 damage, 2 damage, 2 damage. Go ahead.
Okay. I will parlay.
Yep.
At +3.
So you're +3 because you lost your fine clothes.
Correct. So we'll just go
+5.
5.
Success.
So that's action 1.
Yep.
I will make sure to interview because we've been shortcutting that.
Yeah, so on the back of it, you can see each of these just has the interview clause.
The only one we're not going to have gotten to interview would be
Jordan Perry. Yeah, we didn't get him because he unfortunately got possessed or whatever the storyline is. So you did one action was investigate, or sorry, parlay. Second action is to move down.
And then I will deal with the man in the paladin mask.
Okay, so you're +3 base.
I'm at 6.
I had you at 7 to 2 +2, so 7
Oh,
to
7.
4.
I'm looking
So
at my
that's
brain.
3, right?
Yep. 10 cards. That's there. So let's go ahead and perception just to be there.
All right, so you're +4. You'll repull and you'll fail.
Okay, and that is my third action.
All right. So monsters, there is one in play. It will attack me, and as we discussed, the fine clothes will take the 1 and 1. We'll then go to upkeep and draw a card. Doom
They
on
heal
the
1.
agenda. What's up?
Jordan heals 1.
That's correct. That happens at the enemy phase, so he goes to 5. So we will advance because of the Doom counter. So we go over here, and we see Ishimaru, which is up here. So she'll get sent away, and the enemy will show up. Hunter, after you deal damage to her by any effect other than an attack, draw the topmost card of the encounter deck. Neat.
Okay.
All right. And then encounter cards.
Yep.
I do have a clue, but I will take a damage and a horror. It's an either, and I will choose damage and horror.
Okay.
And in so doing, I will get to be able to use my power for the turn and draw a card.
Per phase.
Yeah. I'm gonna undo it.
All right. I will take a damage and a horror. Widden will be happy to take the horror this time. And actually, I'm going to kill a lab assistant as we're about to cycle over.
Okay. So then that's the end of the Mythos phase. I'd like to go first, if that's okay.
Please do.
Alright, I'm going to commit Vicious Blow to be killing this person. Because he healed for 1, I did 6, minus 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. So that gets rid of him, and then I will move 2 down here. So fight, move, move. I'm all done. And you did this, so it's gone, so it's now your turn. Either you're not talking or you're muted.
My headset just died, so
Oh, well, it seems somewhat alive. At least your mic is.
yeah. Well, I just got it back on the charger.
Ah.
So, all right. So my turn.
Yeah, so what I did was I finished off Jordan with a vicious blow, so that was 3 damage, and then I moved down here to join you.
Okay. So we'll start with the men again, and so I am
You're plus 3 natural,
plus 3 natural.
so you just need 1 more to cover the bag. Or, yeah, 1 more. Okay. So that works, so we defeated the man in the pallid mask a second time. So when that happens, we just click it up.
And then I will pay. I have 9 cards in hand, so I will pay 4.
Alright, and then we get both of the clues.
Yep. And I think we should. We have to click out to get out?
We will have to click out. Yeah, you can click out, though. That's fine.
Okay, I will click out then.
Alright, so as part of clicking out, they go on to the act, not the location, per the act.
Yep.
And so we now go to the monster phase. Ishimaru will hunt, and Diane will go to Ashley's location, because she has no clues either. We'll go to upkeep. I get to draw a card. Put a Doom on the agenda. I get to draw an encounter card. Of course, it's a bad guy. I will let him have plus 3 fight. I am okay with that. And Resign is on the list of things that doesn't get me punched, so I will play Resign. And so I am also able to move out. I have a big 2 clues that I'll add to the pile. And that gets us up to 17. 17 clues. And then, since we've all resigned, we go to the book, I believe. So, it says here, if no resolution was reached, but at least one of us resigned, do resolution 1. So we'll do resolution 1, because we both resigned. In the campaign log, under VIPs interviewed, record the name of each one interviewed. So we've done that. We have all 4 that we were able to get to. In your campaign log, under VIPs slain, record the name of each unique one that we slain. So we did Jordan and we did Constance, right?
Correct.
Then we get victory equal to the display, which I believe is a big 0.
It is.
Yeah, so there's no victory on any of the locations or on any of these VIPs. So I'm assuming the other shoe's about to drop. For every 2 clues that are on the act, choose an investigator to gain 1 experience. Experience from this must be divided as evenly as possible. So we have 17. So that actually becomes 16 because it doesn't round up. And then we divide by 2. So 8 experience each. And then we proceed to the interlude Reality's Shadow. So that's the next thing. In this interlude, we must decide. Either we think the party calms down and we should go back in, we don't trust it one bit, lock the door and get the heck out of here, or think that they are horrors that will only repeat themselves and put an end to this and kill them all. We will always, or not always, but we're going to choose Reality Shadow 3 and we are going to kill them all. So what that does is we do what has to be done, right? In the campaign log, mark that we slayed the monsters at the dinner party. Mark 1 conviction on your campaign log. In your campaign log under VIPs slain, add the rest of them, or all of them. Then we're going to take out all of the tokens in the bag that are either green, blue, or purple, and then put 2 green back in. And then we continue on in the next phase. So the way that we do that is we just come over here. We had 2 elder things that come out and 2 rogues that go in. I don't believe we have any tablets. Nope. So that's that. And we are ready to play scenario 3 next, and we'll have 8 XP more. So things are doing, or 8 XP each more. But yeah, things went great. All things considered, I wish we would have been able to interview Jordan Perry, but otherwise, a nearly perfect scenario. See you all tomorrow.